Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now today I wanted to take some time to review a product that I've been using for about 6 months now, and it is the Apple AirPods Max. And I just wanted to talk you guys through because I get a lot of questions about these. A lot of times when people see me using them, they want to know, are they worth the price? What do I like about them? What do I not like about them? So I thought today I would take the time to do a short review on these headphones and talk about some things that I like, some things that are maybe not so good, and do I think these are really worth the price? So let's start first of all with the pros. The sound quality on them is outstanding and the volume gets super loud. They also have really good noise cancelling and a transparency mode on there as well. I use these a lot of time at home when I'm on the desk or when I'm out on the bus traveling, on the train, or even on airplanes. And the noise cancelling on these headphones is truly unbeatable. I know that a lot of people would argue that the XM5 and XM6 Sony headphones have the best noise cancelling on the market. And I know that it's a little bit controversial, but I do think the AirPods Max is slightly better. And then, of course, it's undisputed that the transparency mode on the AirPods Max is the king of all transparency modes. It's almost as if you're not wearing the headphones at all. And for anyone wondering what transparency mode is, because it's not as obvious as you might think, it's essentially using the microphones that would normally cancel out the noise to allow the sound to travel into your headset so that you can hear your surroundings that are going on around you. A lot of people, when they have noise cancelling headphones, they feel really isolated, and it sometimes makes you less self-aware when you can't sort of hear what's going on around you. So having that transparency mode is a super useful feature, especially when you need to talk to someone, like to pay for a bus ticket or to order a train ticket, whatever it is. The transparency mode and the noise cancelling on these headphones is absolutely top tier, as you would imagine. When a lot of people talk about these headphones, they talk about how comfortable they are. And something that comes up a lot is that they're very heavy because of the aluminium build. I haven't had an issue with this. I've worn these headphones for long periods of time and not suffered with any neck pain or found them uncomfortable at all. I wear them for long stretches. The ear cushions are very comfortable. The only thing I have noted is that sometimes my ears do get a little bit warm, but I think that's with all over-ear headphones. And I generally tend to take a small break and swap to the AirPod Pros for a little bit, just to try and let my head cool off. But generally, they are honestly super comfortable headphones. The design is great. The headband support is fantastic. It doesn't feel like they're digging into your head at all. And I would definitely recommend these for someone who wants long-term wear usage out of them. I wouldn't listen to the reviews saying that they make your neck feel, painful or whatever. They're not really that heavy at all. Not that I've noticed anyway, so I won't worry about that. I think the design of these headphones is absolutely timeless. I don't think anyone can argue that these are the best looking headphones on the market. And the fact that they're color matched to other products in the Apple ecosystem is just fantastic. The fact that I can have my Midnight M4 MacBook and my Midnight headphones in exactly the same colorway is really cool, and it's a nice feature from Apple that you can put all your different Apple pieces together and they'll all be the same color. It's really nice, and like I said, the design is just absolutely timeless on these. We won't talk about the case that they come in, the bra case that everyone talks about, the infamous bra case, but generally they are a fantastic looking, really comfortable pair of headphones. Going back to the sound quality then, these don't have an equalizer, so you basically get what you're given out of the box, but what you're given is a phenomenal sound quality. Paired with Apple Music, you really get that full experience. There are parts in songs that I listen to now that I didn't even notice were there before. So you really do get a top quality music experience when you're watching with these headphones. And also something that I didn't really think about at the time of purchasing, but watching movies and TV paired with the Apple TV is fantastic on these headphones. The connectivity you get across the Apple ecosystem is just completely unmatched. You put them on, they'll pair to your phone, to your iPad, to your Mac, to your TV. It really is across the board. And it allows them to be very versatile and to be used in a lot more scenarios than you would think. And another thing that surprised me about them was the microphone quality when taking calls. I've recorded content using these headphone microphones and they're really good. I've taken calls on Teams and normal phone calls and WhatsApp phone calls where people say that they can hear me crystal clear on the other side, which is not always the case on some of these headphones, where the main priority is always just the music quality. A lot of the time the mic can suffer, but not with these headphones. It is outstanding. So if you are buying these and you're thinking about maybe you're going to have to take some calls on them, I wouldn't worry too much about the quality there. It is absolutely outstanding. Now we'll cover some of the cons of the headphones, and the obvious glaring one is the price. £499 for a pair of headphones is a lot of money, and especially when you consider that for half the price you could pick yourself up a pair of AirPod Pro 2s or AirPod Pro 3s, which also have fantastic noise cancelling, also have a really great transparency mode, also have great sound quality, and on top of that they have an IPX water rating as for sweat and dust as well. So there are some really fierce competitors in this area, and a lot of them, if not all of them, are going to be cheaper than this pair of headphones. So price is definitely something you're going to have to consider when you're looking at these headphones. But I do think if you are going to wear them regularly, like I do, sometimes even 8 hours a day, to take calls, to listen to music, to watch movies, I do think the price is justified. They are a fantastic headset, and I would definitely recommend them to someone who has those specific use cases. Now, if you're someone who wants to wear them to the gym, it's not necessarily recommended that you do that, although I do see them a lot in the gym, but they don't have a water or dust rating. So there is a chance that potentially you could damage them by using them there, especially because of the fact that they can sometimes have condensation issues due to the cold aluminium going up against a warm head and causing some condensation inside the ear cups. So if you are looking for a pair of headphones that you're going to wear to the gym, I'd probably just go with the AirPod Pros. If you're looking for something over ear, maybe something a little cheaper, or something from the Beats lineup would be a good option to go for as well. And I know that when you do wear them to the gym, sometimes the ear cups can get sweaty and start to smell. Although you can take them out and wash them if you want to keep them fresh, or even purchase some aftermarket ones that you can use in the gym off Amazon. They're about £19, so not super expensive, but you definitely wouldn't want to be going for another pair of the Apple ones. I think they run you back about £80, so they are super expensive if you need to replace the original Apple ones. But definitely cost is the biggest drawback to these headphones, for sure. It really needs to be the right purchase for you. I would never jump into a purchase like this. Take your time, go to an Apple store, try them out. If you have a genuine justification for them, then I would say they are worth the price. The battery life can generally be a little bit of an issue. Since you can't turn these things off, they do just constantly slowly drain the battery. And although you can put it in the case to slow this process down, over time they will just eventually drain if you're not using them. So you do need to keep them topped up on charge. They have about a 40-hour battery life, which sounds fantastic, but there are others in market that have a lot more than that. So it is one thing to consider. You will need to keep them topped up on charge. Although 40 hours seems like a long time, it does run through pretty quickly, especially considering you can't turn them off. So it's always just very, very slowly draining away. And then having to keep it with the case also brings me on to the next point, which is traveling with these things. Now, they are a big pair of headphones. We know that anything over ear is going to be big, but they do not fold down small like the XM4s or other headphones in this sort of space do. And they are super clunky to travel with. I ordered a Spigen case for mine and it was ginormous. It took up the entirety of my backpack. I ended up returning it and getting a slightly smaller one. But even then, carrying a laptop and a big case with my AirPod Maxes in takes up the entirety of my bag. So if you are somebody who is traveling with these, or you're thinking about traveling with them, just know that the case doesn't necessarily protect the headband so well. So if you do chuck them in the bag without a proper big hard shell case, there is a chance that the headband does get scratched or some of the ear cups. I'm very particular about my stuff and I like to take care of them, so I always travel with a hard shell case. But obviously the drawback to that is it just takes up so much space in my bag. So definitely one thing to note, if you do want to travel with these things, bring a pretty big backpack. Another thing, and this is not something that I've suffered with personally, is that over time you can get some sag in the headband, and also some users have experienced that over time they don't last as well. Now, I tend to be super careful with my stuff. I have Apple Care for these, so they're protected at all times, but I also have a nice stand to put them on, and I always keep them in the case to stop the battery from constantly draining. So if you're someone who looks after your things, I don't think you'll really have an issue with these. And I've also heard some other stories of people, chucking them in bags and not worrying about them and never having any issues. So it really is a bit hit and miss. But I just thought it was a good thing to bring up that although I haven't experienced it, I have seen on Reddit some people talking about how they've had some issues with the durability of these headphones. So just one thing to think about. The headband sagging is a definite one that I know happens to a lot of these over 2 years old. Although, like I said, I've not seen any signs of mine just yet, and I've had them for about 6 months now. So overall, my experience with these headphones has been extremely positive. If someone asked me tomorrow, would you purchase these things again? 100% I would, even at the $499 price tag, purely because of how much use I get out of them. The noise cancelling helps me concentrate day in, day out and focus on my work, whether I'm on a plane, on a train, or even at my desk with kids screaming in the house. They are a godsend. Having transparency mode means that I feel like I don't have to keep taking them on and off to have a conversation. And when I'm listening to music, I feel like there is no better headphone to do that, especially, as I mentioned, paired with Apple Music. It's a super, super good combination. So I really would recommend these headphones to anyone who is looking for an over-ear premium headphone. That doesn't mean that I would recommend these headphones to everyone. And that is the caveat to these headphones. They aren't the do everything headphone that you might want them to be for that price tag. And the majority of people who own AirPod Maxes also own AirPod Pros. So if you're looking for my real advice on what you should purchase, if you are looking for a pair of great quality headphones to go with your Apple product, whether it be an iPhone, or even if you've got an Android and you just want a good pair of headphones, AirPods Pro are hands down the winner of that battle. The price tag is half of that of the Max. The sound quality is nearly as good considering their size. The noise cancelling is more than enough for the majority of situations, and the transparency mode is just as clear. So I would say if you are looking for a pair of do-it-all headphones, the AirPods Pro 2 are the go-to, especially if you're a gym goer like I am. But that doesn't mean that there's not a place for the AirPods Max. It is a fantastic headset. It is very expensive, but if you can afford to get them and you are looking for something to be your ultimate productivity, just zone out from the world and enjoy your music, your content, whatever it is, headphone, they are hands down the best that I've tried, and I have tried others in the space that are similar prices. So definitely I would recommend these products highly myself. So if you guys do own a pair of AirPods Maxes, let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be definitely posting more tech reviews and more things that I enjoy around tech in the coming months. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.